You are listening to 10 Cents to 10 Million with 10 Wheels by Freight University and taught by Michael Thomas. Introduction. Welcome to the start of your logistics empire. I'm Michael Thomas. I've been in this game for over 2 decades. I've seen people win and I've seen people lose. The difference wasn't luck. The difference was their first decision. Most people get this business wrong from the start. They think they need a truck to build a trucking company. They think a license is a business. They think they need a big loan to start. This book is here to prove that all of that is a myth. The honest truth is this: you do not need a truck. You need a deal. You need a simple system. You need to control the flow, not the iron. The person who controls the deal controls the diesel. This book is your blueprint. It is a simple, practical guide to building an asset-light company that grows on relationships and repeatable processes. We will focus on 2 things that matter most: the deal and the trailer. You will learn to leverage other people's machines. You will learn to find freight that never sleeps. You will learn to turn one contract into daily cash flow. You will learn to scale to $10 million without ever buying a single truck. I will tell you stories from my time in the business. I will give you examples you can picture. I will share scripts and plans you can use today. Every chapter ends with a direct action for you to take. This book is a promise. It is the promise we keep in the title. We build on deals, not on debt. We respect time, people, and machines. We keep our word when it is hard. That is how a person with pennies builds a company measured in millions. Your journey starts now. Your first decision is the most important. Chapter 1. The first decision. Empire or employment. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter gives you the first decision that shapes your future in trucking. You will learn why you do not need to buy a truck to build a trucking company, how to control freight without owning the diesel, and how one steady contract can turn into daily cash flow. You will see how to use other people's machines, why the trailer is the king piece, and how a broker's license opens doors but does not replace a business. You will leave with a simple plan you can start today. The choice that decides your future is not about horsepower or steel. It's about a deal. Most people start by asking, "How do I buy a truck?" That is the wrong first question. The right question is, "How do I control a deal?" A truck is iron and debt. A deal is income and freedom. If you pick the truck first, you take on payments, repairs, and risk before you have a paycheck. If you pick the deal first, you build income before you touch debt. Here's the point. Control comes from the deal, not the diesel. The lie that kills most dreams. The lie is that you need a truck to be taken seriously. You do not. Shippers care about one thing above all: consistent service. If you can give them on-time pickups and clean deliveries every week, they do not care if you own the tractor. They care that you own the result. Many people spend their last dollar on a truck and then hope loads appear. Hope is not a plan. A plan is a lane, a shipper, and a system to cover it every day. The truth is simple. You need a deal. A deal is a repeat agreement to move freight on specific lanes for a clear rate, with set rules and reliable coverage. It is not a one-off load. It is not a lucky day on a load board. A deal is a promise you can keep every week. When you hold that promise, carriers line up to work with you. Why? Because you give them what they want: steady miles, fair pay, and clean turns. Own the deal, not the diesel. When you own the deal, you decide who moves it. You can invite owner-operators, small carriers, and investors to the table. They bring the trucks and the time. You bring the freight and the flow. Your job becomes simple. Match the right truck to the right lane at the right time, every time. You manage the relationship, the communication, the paperwork, and the cash. This is how a person with pennies builds a seven-figure engine. You do not carry the weight alone. You coordinate the weight like a conductor. Other people's machines. Here is the power move. Use other people's machines. Owner-operators already have trucks and need clean miles. Small carriers already have drivers and want steady work. Investors want passive income and prefer equipment placed inside proven deals. When you control a repeat lane, you become valuable to all three. You become the one who turns dead time into revenue. This is how empires are built. By lining up people who already have what you need, then pointing them at freight that never sleeps. The U.S. trucking base is dominated by small carriers and owner-operators, which means there is abundant capacity to coordinate without owning assets. This fact supports the claim that capital follows control. The trailer is king. The trailer sets the game. A trailer defines the work, the pay, and the speed of the turns. When you control a trailer, you control a piece of time. You can stage it at a shipper, build drop-and-hook programs, and create a rhythm that pays daily. Drivers will pull your trailer because you control the load tied to it. The truck moves the freight, but the trailer is the key that starts the day. Remember this line: the trailer is the king piece on the board. We'll go deeper into this in Chapter 4, but for now, remember that trailers decide the game. A license opens the gate, but the deal runs the ranch. Getting a broker's license is a legal gateway. It allows you to arrange transportation for pay. But a license is not a business. A business is a pipeline of repeat loads, documented processes, clean accounting, and relationships that outlive one person. Get licensed or partner with a licensed broker. Then build the thing that lasts. One consistent contract at a time. The paper lets you enter. The deal keeps you in the game. You'll get to see how a freight broker license can help you move 100 loads a day with 0 trucks in Chapter 3. The art of the deal with 10 wheels. Every strong deal follows the same path. First, you study the lane and learn what matters to the shipper. Is it time-sensitive? Temperature-sensitive? Appointment-based? Yard hours? Driver assist? Then you talk like a partner, not a rate chaser. You show how you will cover the freight every week, how you will communicate, and how you will handle exceptions before they happen. You close by making it easy to say yes. Start with a pilot week on 2 lanes, show your performance, and then ask for volume. One contract with volume beats 100 one-off loads every time. Why consistency beats price. Shippers will often pay more for less drama. They want fewer calls, fewer misses, and fewer excuses. When they can plan their week because you always show up, they see you as part of their production, not a random vendor. That is when you win volume. Remember, a cheap rate can lose money if the load fails. A fair rate with perfect service is cheaper for the shipper and more profitable for you. Consistency pays twice. A real example you can picture. Picture this. You live in Phoenix. You build a top 25 list of local shippers in building materials and consumer goods. You learn their dock hours. You note which ones use drop trailers. You find 2 owner-operators who live nearby and go home every night. You call one shipper who has 2 daily Phoenix to Tucson turns, plus a Tucson to Phoenix backhaul. You offer a pilot. Day 1, you run both turns and keep tight notes. You log time in and time out. You capture delays and fix them the next day. You send clean proof of delivery within an hour of unloading. By Friday, the shipping manager stops worrying. By the end of week 2, he asks if you can cover Saturdays. You can, because you have a third driver ready. That small loop becomes your daily cash machine. No truck purchase. No new debt. Just service and rhythm. The money mechanics of one good loop. Let us keep this simple. 1 shipper, 2 lanes, 4 turns a day. With a clean rate and tight turns, that loop can throw off 4-figure revenue each day before fuel and carrier pay. Your slice comes from owning the deal, not owning the diesel. As your performance proves itself, your share rises with volume and extras like detention prevention, drop fees, and weekend coverage. The point is not hype. The point is math. 1 repeat loop multiplies faster than a dozen random loads. This is how you show a shipper that 1 contract with volume beats 100 one-off loads. Your back office is your engine room. Freight is won in the field and kept in the back office. You need a simple system where every load has a file. Every file has the right documents, and every document can be found and sent in seconds. Rate confirmations, bills of lading, proof of delivery, lumper receipts, and invoices should flow like water. Daily check calls or live tracking should be normal, not special. When the shipper asks for proof, you answer with a clean file the same day. When the carrier asks about pay, you show a clear settlement. Control the paperwork and you control the relationship. Preventive maintenance protects your reputation. If you place investor equipment in your deals, protect the asset and the brand with preventive maintenance. Oil, filters, tires, and inspections are not optional. They are your insurance against missed loads. A smart maintenance plan keeps trucks on the road and your phone quiet. When you use a comprehensive engine treatment kit, you extend life, reduce breakdowns, and protect resale value. Shippers and drivers both notice when your equipment shows up clean, ready, and on time. It builds trust you cannot buy. Education is the fuel that does not run out. Before you scale, learn the craft. Study dispatching to master lanes, timing, and dock behavior. Study brokerage to master compliance, contracts, and shipper relationships. Get comfortable with the language of freight so you can speak with confidence to a plant manager or a carrier owner. The more you know, the faster you close. Education costs time, but it pays in years of profit and fewer mistakes. This is the path of you don't need a truck, you need a deal. Your decision charter. Write your decision charter on 1 page. Start with your role. Are you a broker, a dispatcher, an investor, or a deal maker who pairs all 3? Next, name your first vertical. Choose something you can touch and see in your city. Building materials, beverages, paper goods, packaging, or retail distribution. Now pick 5 lanes you can cover every weekday. Short hauls with fast turns are best when you start. Finally, set a 90-day target. Aim for 1 shipper who gives you a steady loop. Keep the page visible. Read it each morning before you pick up the phone. What to do next? Act today. Write your 1-page decision charter and tape it where you can see it. Build your top 25 list of shippers and carriers and write 1 line of value for each name so every call has purpose. Then make the calls. The rest is just repetition. Chapter 2. The Power of OPM, Other People's Machines. What you will learn and why it matters. You will learn how to grow with other people's equipment while you own the coordination and the contract. This matters because capital follows control. When you control the freight flow, You decide who moves, when they move, and how much money stays in your hands. You do not need to buy tractors to build momentum. You need to organize capacity and secure a deal. The U.S. trucking base is mostly small carriers and owner-operators, which means equipment is abundant. Your job is to be the organizer that brings trust and efficiency. Why OPM wins. Most people think they must buy a truck first. That is a costly trap. Equipment is everywhere. Organized freight and trust are scarce. Owner-operators and small carriers already own the iron and know the road. They are hungry for steady lanes, clear communication, and fast pay. If you bring those three things, they will line up behind you. Here's the point. Use other people's machines to move your shipper's freight, and keep your dollars focused on winning and keeping the deal. You do not need to take on the risk of asset ownership to build a reliable business. The organizer's advantage. Your edge is not horsepower. Your edge is coordination. You match freight with ready equipment, and you do it faster and cleaner than anyone around you. You answer shippers in minutes, not hours. You give carriers the load details without drama. You keep dwell low and updates tight. That reliability becomes your brand. Over time, it turns into volume awards and better margins. Be the organizer that brings trust and clean freight. Build your virtual fleet. Start by assembling a roster of 15 proven owner-operators. Think of it as a virtual fleet you can turn on without a single payment on a tractor. List each driver by trailer type, preferred lanes, insurance status, safety standing, and availability window. Keep it simple and current. You want to open one page and know who can haul a load today. You can get to know them by talking to them at truck stops and other carrier yards. The best ones will want to work with you when they see that you are an organizer. Same-day tender routine. Speed wins. Create a same-day tender routine that makes coverage predictable. Your routine can be this simple. When a shipper tenders a load, you reply within 10 minutes. You contact your top 3 matching carriers by phone and text. You present the full details. Pickup number, dates, ship to and ship from, weights, accessorial rules, and rate. You log the responses and lock the truck. You send a clean rate confirmation and confirm the check call schedule. When you work like this, carriers feel the rhythm. They know you will not waste their time. They know you will lock them fast, pay on time, and protect their day from surprises. That is how you grow loyalty without owning assets. The value trade. Owner-operators want velocity. They want fewer empty miles and fewer hours sitting at a dock. You want control. You want priority on loads and steady margin. The trade is simple. You give them consistent lanes and quick decisions. They give you first call and solid performance. That is how you create a bench of 30 to 50 carriers over time without carrying a single truck note. Guardrails that protect your profit. Your growth needs rules. Put every carrier under a written agreement that matches your values and your shipper rules. Track certificates of insurance and expiration dates. Set lane rules in plain language. Define how you handle detention, layover, and truck order not used. Give drivers the escalation path when something goes wrong. When you set the rules up front, you prevent the arguments that cost you money and time. You need to vet carriers thoroughly. Check safety standing, active authority, and insurance limits before the first move. You do not move fragile freight with a carrier who lives on last-minute changes. You do not book a hazmat load with someone who has never touched it. You choose like a pro because you plan to scale like a pro. These simple guardrails will build confidence in your business. The money model. The OPM model pays you in 3 ways. First, your brokerage margin on every load you control. Second, when you place your own trailer, you can charge a rental fee or a lower carrier percentage in exchange for the equipment. Third, when it makes sense, you place both your trailer and your freight and keep the spread from end to end. You do not have to do all three on day one. Start with brokerage margin. Add trailers only when your lanes are steady. You are using other people's equipment, so you don't have to carry the debt on your books. A day in the life. Here is how a normal day runs in an OPM shop. You start early. You check your roster and confirm availability. You scan your shipper's forecast and flag the must-cover loads. By 8 in the morning, you are locking trucks. You send clean rate confirmations before 9. You run check calls at pickup, after loaded call, at midpoint, and at delivery. You send updates to the shipper without being asked. You close the day by booking tomorrow's loads and clearing paperwork for pay. Notice what you did not do. You did not fix a truck. You did not chase a part. You did not beg a bank. You ran the plan and controlled the flow. The weekend effect. Weekends separate amateurs from pros. Shippers still move freight on Saturday and Sunday. Carriers still want to run. If you cover weekends with a smile, you win awards by Monday. Build a small weekend team or set on-call hours. Keep your roster marked with who likes weekend work. Your carriers will remember who helped them make rent. How to find your first 15? Start local. Walk the truck stops, fuel stations, and carrier yards near your lanes. Talk like a partner, not a hustler. Ask what trailer they pull, what lanes they love, and what hours they prefer. Keep promises small and fast. Place one load and pay it clean. Then ask for first call on that lane. You can also post power only and bring your own trailer ads on industry platforms. Be direct about your lanes and your rules. Keep your bar steady. If a driver misses appointments twice, they go to the bench until they earn back trust. If a driver nails on time and communicates well, you feed them more. Your bench is your business. Trailers and control. You can grow far on pure brokerage. Still, remember this truth. The trailer is king. Trailers give you stickiness. When your trailer sits on a shipper's yard, you become the easy button. They load when they want. Your driver hooks and goes. Turns per week rise. Dwell falls. Your daily cash flow smooths out. You do not need to start with trailers. Start with lanes. Once you have repeat freight and loyal carriers, place one trailer where it will turn. Keep it clean and young. A good trailer pulls better loads. Shippers notice. Drivers notice. Your bank account notices. Keeping drivers loyal. Drivers stay where they make money without chaos. Give them honest appointments, verified weights, and clear receiver rules. Fight for detention. Fight for layover. Pay what you promised when you promised it. Use quick pay tiers and smart ways. Pay a little faster for a small discount and watch your bench grow. Create a simple scorecard and share it with your carriers. Celebrate the wins. Fix the misses. You build belonging by being consistent. Take the calls. Answer the messages. If something breaks, tell the truth fast and offer a plan. That is leadership in this business. People follow it. Investors and co-owners. OPM is not only about drivers. It also includes investors who want a share of logistics income without running operations. You can structure clean partnerships. An investor brings capital for trailers. You bring lanes, carriers, and management. You place the trailers into proven routes. You pay weekly or monthly distributions with transparent reporting. You document maintenance and compliance. Everyone can see where the money goes. The safest way to bring investors is to first prove the lane with leased or rented equipment. When the data is steady, you add owned trailers and scale. You stay in control because you control the freight and the rules. Asset care as a profit strategy. You do not own other people's tractors, but you do own the plan and often the trailer. Preventive maintenance protects your margin. Keep trailers in a clean rotation. Fix lights before tickets become claims. Keep floors tight and doors smooth. Treat equipment like the money machine it is. When engines are in your realm, use a quality treatment kit like the LFS Nano Engine Systems Kit that improves combustion and reduces soot. Cleaner burn, smoother pulls, and more uptime turn 3-turn weeks into 5-turn weeks. Mistakes that kill momentum. Do not chase every load. Chasing random freight drains your time and confuses your bench. Pick a vertical and commit. Dry van into retail distribution centers. Reefers into groceries and produce. Flatbeds into steel and building materials. Specialize. The money gets better when you get known for one thing. Do not mix equipment types too early. Stay simple until your first lanes are automatic. Do not get sloppy with paperwork. Do not wait to pay carriers. When they run for you, they should never worry about payment. What to do next? Build a 15-unit virtual fleet this week. 15 drivers, 3 lanes, 1 routine. When you do that, you will feel control. And when you control the freight, the money starts to follow you. Chapter 3. The Broker's License. 100 loads, 0 trucks. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter shows you how a broker's license opens the gate to move 100 loads without buying a single truck. You will learn the difference between a true broker and a paper broker, how to set up a clean, professional operation, and how to win repeat freight that scales across other people's equipment. This matters because a license is a key. A deal is a kingdom. The license gives you permission. The deal gives you power. The truth about the license. A broker's license is a legal gateway. It allows you to arrange transportation for pay. But a license is not a business. A business is a pipeline of repeat loads, documented processes, clean accounting, and relationships that outlive one person. Get licensed or partner with a licensed broker. Then build the thing that lasts, one consistent contract at a time. The paper lets you enter. The deal keeps you in the game. The difference between a true broker and a paper broker is simple. A paper broker chases one-off loads and lives on load boards. A true broker builds relationships and moves repeat lanes week after week. Professional standards. Every load has a file. The file has the rate confirmation, the bill of lading, the proof of delivery, and any accessorial approvals. You record check calls and exceptions. You invoice the same day. You pay carriers on the day you promised. You keep a small reserve for claims. You speak with calm when the road gets loud. That is a true logistics service provider. This is the foundation of a real business, not a paper one. Scale math you can feel. You do not need 100 shippers. You need one good customer with lanes that repeat, plus a bench of carriers who like those lanes. Here is the math. 1 shipper, 5 lanes, 4 loads per day is 20 loads per day. You cover these with owner-operators who live along the path and like to be home nightly. You stage trailers where possible to reduce dwell. You run on-time updates. You clear paperwork the same day. The shipper awards you more lanes because you make their day easier. You add a second, similar shipper in the same vertical within 60 days, and you will pass 100 loads. 0 tractors purchased. No diesel to pay. You control the flow because you control the deal. Your compliance rhythm. Compliance is boring until it saves you. Set a rhythm. You verify carriers before the first move and again every 30 days. You track insurance expirations. You keep broker-carrier agreements signed and current. You store W-9s, certificates of insurance, and safety snapshots in each carrier's profile. You keep records of check calls and exception notes. You do this because one bad claim or one missed expiration can vaporize a month of profit. Pros survive because they respect the boring parts. Carrier bench building. Your bench is your power. Build it like a coach builds a team. You want depth in your chosen vertical. If you choose dry van into regional distribution centers, assemble 20 vans that like those docks. If you choose flatbed into steel, gather drivers who own chains, straps, and tarps and know how to use them. If you run reefers, find people who understand temperature control and produce rules. Recruit with respect. Call drivers directly. Ask what hours they prefer, where they live, and what makes them say yes. Start small with each new carrier. Give them a simple load and pay it clean. Ask for feedback. Build trust load by load. In time, they will give you first call. That is how brokers grow without buying trucks. The carrier experience. Carriers do not leave you over a nickel per mile. They leave you over confusion, disrespect, and slow pay. Make your offer easy to accept. Send full details up front. Pickup number, address, hours, weights, and special rules. Ask for ETA updates without nagging. Confirm detention rules before the truck leaves the yard. Pay on the day you promised. If something breaks, call first with a plan. Many brokers do not do these basics. You will. Rate setting without guesswork. Price is a decision, not a wish. Do not pick numbers from the air. Study your lanes. Track your last 10 moves on that pair of cities. Note dwell time, accessorials, and appointment restrictions. Then price to win the loop, not the day. A rate that works for a month is better than a miracle rate for a Tuesday. Leave room for carrier pay that respects their time. When both sides profit, the lane stabilizes. Cash flow rules that keep you alive. Cash flow is king in brokerage. You invoice same day. You collect proof of delivery without waiting. You send complete packets the first time. If you use factoring, you choose a partner who respects your carriers and pays on time. You set your carrier payment terms and stick to them. No one wonders when money will arrive. You keep a small reserve for claims and surprises. When the money moves in a straight line, your business stops feeling like a storm. Claims and the calm voice. Claims will come. Freight gets damaged. Appointments get missed. Tempers flare. Your job is to keep everyone calm, collect facts, and move the load forward. You record pictures, statements, and times. You notify the shipper. You protect the driver from blame while you gather truth. You follow the policy and the process. You become the calm voice that ends noise. Shippers remember who kept their customer from exploding. Carriers remember who stood with them while sorting the mess. Calm is a profit center. The drop trailer advantage. A broker does not need to own a tractor to change the game. A single trailer placed at the shipper's dock can shift your power overnight. With drop and hook, you create turns that do not wait on each other. You lower dwell. You make it easier for drivers to say yes. You become part of the shipper's daily plan. Even if the tractors belong to carriers, the trailer under your control gives you stickiness. It is a lever for schedule and service. Your weekly operating rhythm. Pros work in rhythm. Mornings start with coverage. Midday, you check midpoints and book tomorrow. Late afternoon, you close files and send paperwork. Friday, you review next week's forecast with your shippers, confirm appointment windows, and set any weekend coverage. Monday, you debrief last week with your team and carriers. Everyone knows the beats of the week. Rhythm removes panic and invites growth. The outreach script that opens doors. You do not need clever lines. You need clear value. Try this. My name is Michael. We specialize in your lane from City A to City B. We place drop trailers so your docks never wait, and we send same-day PODs without you asking. I can cover a 5-day pilot next week with local drivers who do not miss. If we hit the mark, we will ask for volume. If not, we will step aside. Would you like to test us for a week? This script works because it reduces risk. You offer proof before you ask for a promise. You make the next steps small and safe. That is how big relationships start. Data that makes you valuable. Keep score. Your on-time rate, appointment compliance, average dwell, and same-day paperwork rate are your report card. Send a short score each Friday. When the numbers are good, ask for more lanes. When a number dips, show your fix. Shippers love partners who watch the data and adjust. Numbers are not just for bragging. Numbers are for learning. Ethics that scale. Your word is your contract until the paper arrives. Do not promise what you cannot cover. Do not hide problems. Do not starve carriers to squeeze a penny. Those habits may make $1 this week and cost you a customer next month. Build your name on truth and speed. The market is big, but the good part of the market is small. People talk. Make sure what they say about you builds bridges, not fires them. From license to legacy. A license lets you step onto the field. A deal lets you lead the game. When you run your shop with clean files, clear words, and consistent results, you become the easy choice. Carriers answer your calls first. Shippers give you more freight each quarter. This is how you move toward 100 loads without a single tractor note. You multiply your lanes, not your debt. Education and mentorship. Do not walk alone. Study dispatch first so you understand time and docks. Study brokerage next so you master compliance and contracts. Use a training path that shows you real workflows, not theory. If you can join a community or a mentor program that shares lanes, scripts, and checklists, do it. Education speeds your growth and cuts your mistakes in half. It also gives you confidence when you speak to a plant manager or a chief financial officer. People can hear when you know your craft. What to do next? Set a date to file your broker application and draft your first 3 contracts for prospective shippers. This action turns a dream into a real business plan. Chapter 4. The trailer is king. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter shows you why the trailer, not the truck, gives you real power in logistics. You will learn how a single trailer can change your day from waiting to winning, how to design a drop-and-hook program, how to pick the right trailer for your niche, and how to use trailers to build daily cash flow without buying tractors. This matters because trailers control time, and time is money. The piece that controls time. The truck burns fuel. The trailer controls time. Time is money in freight. When a trailer sits at a dock ready to load, your driver can hook and go without waiting on a live load. That one shift turns slow days into fast turns. Fast turns make carriers happy, shippers calm, and your cash flow steady. Here is the point. Control the trailer, and you control the schedule. Drop and hook turns into daily cash flow. Drop and hook is simple. You place your trailer on the yard. The shipper loads when they want. Your driver drops the empty, hooks the loaded, and rolls. On the other side, the receiver unloads and sends the trailer back into the loop. When dwell falls, turns rise. When turns rise, your revenue smooths out. One trailer on a well-planned loop can add extra runs each week without adding stress. Choosing the right trailer for your niche. Dry van is the most common and works for packaged goods, beverages, paper, and retail. Reefers serve groceries and any temperature-controlled freight. Flatbeds carry steel, lumber, machinery, and building materials. Step decks handle taller loads without permits. End dumps move aggregates, grain, and demolition. Tankers carry liquids with strict rules. Pick one-lane family and learn it deep. Your first trailer should match the freight you can touch every day in your city. Own the deal, place the trailer, pay the driver. You do not need to own tractors to run this play. You own the shipper agreement. You place your trailer. Owner-operators bring the power and pull. You set a clean pay plan that rewards on-time hooks and same-day paperwork. You make their week simple. In exchange, you get first call and steady coverage. This is how one trailer becomes 3, then 5, and soon a pool. How to acquire your first trailer. Start with control, not pride. You can rent, lease, or buy. Renting lets you test the loop without long terms. Leasing lowers the upfront cost on a multi-year plan. Buying gives you the most control when the lane is proven. If you bring in an investor, keep the deal clean. You control the freight and the rules. The investor funds the trailer. You place the asset only inside proven loops with a written maintenance and damage policy. The drop trailer pilot plan. Keep your pilot tight and easy to say yes to. Propose one trailer for 5 business days. Promise on-time placement by 7 a.m., a midday swap if needed, and same-day proof of delivery. Ask for 2 lanes you can repeat each day. Offer a Friday scorecard with on-time numbers and delay notes. If the shipper likes the pilot, step to 3 trailers and a 30-day plan. The script that opens doors. Use simple words. Say, we place a trailer at 7 a.m. You load without waiting on a driver, and we hook and go in 10 minutes. You get same-day pods and 1 number to reach. Can we run a 5-day pilot next week so you can see it work? This script works because it removes risk and gives proof. Trailer rules that protect your profit. Write clear rules before the first move. Your trailer interchange agreement should state who is responsible for tires, lights, brakes, doors, and damage on the road. Spell out pre-trip and post-trip checks. State how to report a problem and who approves a repair. Explain how trailers are returned and where they can be stored. When the rules are clear, small problems do not turn into big fights. Tracking and security. Install a small GPS tracker on every trailer. Know where your assets are and how long they dwell at each dock. Track time at yard so you can talk facts with shippers. Add a simple lock and seal routine. Record seal numbers on the bill of lading. These small steps prevent headaches and speed up claims when something goes sideways. They also show your shipper you run a real program, not a wish. The money mechanics of a trailer. Trailers make money in 2 ways. First, they raise turns by cutting dwell, which grows your weekly revenue on the same miles. Second, they can carry a daily fee when placed at a shipper, or they let you offer carriers a strong lane while keeping a better spread. Do not chase pennies. Protect the loop. A reliable loop beats a miracle rate every time. Remember, a trailer that turns is a trailer that pays. A day in a trailer-powered shop. Morning starts with yard checks. You confirm both trailers are where they should be. You clear any night notes. By 7 a.m., one trailer is staged and the second is rolling. By 9 a.m., the first hook happens in minutes. Midday, you swap empties and keep the loop tight. Afternoon, you push paperwork same day. Evening, you glance at tracker dwell and text the warehouse if a trailer sits too long. You end the day with tomorrow's plan already loaded in your head. Notice the rhythm. Fewer surprises, faster hooks, happy drivers who know their exact day, shippers who do not call to ask where the truck is. That rhythm is the product you sell. Carrier loyalty built on trailers, drivers like lanes that respect their time. A drop and hook lane with a steady start time, clean appointments, and same-day paperwork keeps trucks in your orbit. Pay what you promised on the day you promised. Fight for detention when rules are broken. Share your Friday scorecard so drivers see the truth about dwell and on-time performance. Loyalty lives where trust lives. Preventive maintenance protects the asset and the name. Trailers need love just like tractors. Rotate tires on schedule. Inspect brakes. Grease doors so they seal and slide smooth. Repair floors before they become hazards. Keep lights bright and reflectors clean. A broken trailer at a dock is a broken promise. Put maintenance on a calendar and treat it like a pickup time. Protect the trailer and you protect your reputation. Scaling from one trailer to a pool. Do not skip steps. Prove the loop with one trailer for 30 days. Track dwell times, on-time hooks, and paperwork same day. After 30 days, place a second trailer for the same shipper or another shipper in the same vertical. Keep your lanes tight so your drivers can cover both with ease. When the second trailer runs clean for another 30 days, add a third and ask for a volume award. This steady march is how you build a pool without breaking the bank or the trust. Partnering with investors the right way. When your loops are proven and your reports are clean, you can invite investors to fund more trailers. Keep the deal transparent. Investors fund the asset. You place it only into lanes that already pay. You show weekly reports with turns, dwell, and revenue. You schedule maintenance and track it. You pay distributions on time. If the loop slows, you redeploy the trailer fast. Investors stay when they see discipline. Your leverage grows because your trailers are always earning. Mistakes that kill trailer programs. Do not place a trailer on a dock that refuses to load without a driver present. Do not ignore yard rules or local security. Do not skip insurance details and interchange agreements. Do not forget to confirm who pays for what on damage or wear. Do not chase a new equipment type before your first loop is boringly reliable. Boring is beautiful in logistics. It means the machine is working. Using data to win more freight. Your trailer tracker and your files give you data the shipper will respect. Report average dwell at origin and destination, number of hooks per day, and on-time rates. When you show that your trailer cut dock delays by an hour, you earn either more volume or better rates. You also learn where the loop leaks time and where to add your next trailer. Data turns feelings into facts. Facts win meetings. What to do next? Choose your king trailer and the lane it lives in. Offer a 5-day pilot with staged hooks and same-day documents. This is how you secure priority access to freight and command better margins. Chapter 5. Building a business of control. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter shows you how to build a company that controls time, money, and information. You will learn why control comes from the deal and the system behind it, how to structure a back office that never loses paper or profit, and how to partner with logistical forwarding solutions to keep equipment booked with repeat freight. This matters because control is what shippers buy from you. You will also learn that whoever controls the freight controls the revenue. The 3 rivers of control. Every real logistics business controls 3 rivers: time, money, and information. Time is your schedule, your docks, your hook windows, and your promises. Money is your rates, invoices, reserves, and settlements. Information is your load data, location updates, documents, and exceptions. When you control these 3, people pay you to keep the day calm. If you let any one river spill, the whole valley floods. Here is the point. Control does not come from owning a truck. It comes from owning a plan and the trust to run it every day. The control board. Build a simple control board you can see at a glance. It has 4 columns. The first shows loads booked today and tomorrow with pickup and delivery times, contacts, and special rules. The second shows people and equipment. Which carriers are assigned, which drivers are available, which trailers are staged. The third shows documents. Which loads have rate confirmations signed, which bills of lading are scanned, which proofs of delivery are in. The fourth shows money, which invoices were sent, which payments cleared, which claims are open. You update this board twice a day. Morning sets the plan. Afternoon closes the loop. Nothing hides. Your daily operating rhythm. Pros run the same beats every day. Morning you confirm equipment, check appointments, and lock coverage. Midday you get midpoint updates, fix exceptions, and book tomorrow. Evening you close files, send paperwork, and reconcile money. Friday you hold a short review with each shipper and a bench talk with your carriers. Monday you teach the week's focus to your team. Rhythm is how small shops act like big ones. Back office that protects profit. Your back office protects your margin. Every load gets its file the moment it is booked. The file includes the rate confirmation, bill of lading, proof of delivery, any accessorial approvals, and the invoice. You send packets the same day the delivery happens. You track receivables by age so no invoice dies in an inbox. You pay carriers on the day you promised. You hold a small reserve for claims and repairs. You keep a risk log. Late pickups, slow receivers, problem yards, and repeat issues with fixes. Make it simple, not fancy. A clean folder system, a reliable cloud drive, and a clear naming rule can beat software you never use. If you do run a TMS, use it as your single source of truth. Either way, the rule stands. If you cannot find it in 30 seconds, you have not organized it yet. Working with logistical forwarding solutions, you do not have to build alone. When you partner with a group like Logistical Forwarding Solutions, you tap into lanes, training, and a booking engine that keeps equipment moving. LFS can help analyze lane value, structure a drop and hook pilot, and keep your trailers fed with freight when seasonality shifts. They bring freight intelligence and process discipline so you do not guess in the dark. Use partners to shorten the road from idea to income. Control from the dock forward. Control begins where freight touches a dock. Walk the yard. Learn the warehouse rhythm. Ask about product flow, peak hours, lunch breaks, and gate rules. Stage your trailer to match labor, not your imagination. Agree on seal rules and paperwork handoff. Set a direct line to the floor lead. When the dock trusts you, you become part of production, not a vendor at the gate. Preventive maintenance as a control tool. A breakdown is not just a repair. It is a broken promise and a bleeding calendar. Use preventive maintenance to keep your control board green. Trailers get monthly checks. Tractors in your orbit follow strict service intervals. When investor equipment is in your loops, keep a documented schedule and use a comprehensive engine treatment kit to reduce wear and extend life. Cleaner combustion, fewer regions, better oil health, and more uptime turn your schedule into money. Protect assets, and you protect your name. Information as a service. People pay for clarity. Send same-day proofs. Send living ETAs without being asked. Label your emails so a plant manager can search and find what they need. Keep a simple live view for each shipper that shows today's moves, exceptions, and tomorrow's plan. Information given right builds trust faster than any sales line. You are in the calm business. A real example you can picture. A paper distributor in San Antonio loads from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Live loads caused chaos. You placed 2 drop vans and aligned your drivers to hook at 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. You built a control board that shows both hooks, both deliveries, and both returns with names and numbers. You sent a Friday scorecard of dwell, on-time hooks, and same-day paperwork. In 4 weeks, the buyer gave you a second route to Austin. Nothing changed in your bank account until everything changed in your routine. That is control. What to do next? Publish your 8 critical SOPs covering onboarding, coverage, dispatch, claims, invoicing, detention, recovery, and reporting. These procedures will be the backbone of your business, giving you a predictable way to grow and scale without chaos. Chapter 6. The Art of the Deal with 10 Wheels. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter gives you the deal-maker's playbook. You will learn how to research lanes, design value, speak to shippers like a partner, close a pilot fast, and multiply one win into a book of business. This matters because consistency beats price over time. You will also learn how to turn conversations into multi-year volume partnerships instead of one-off transactional loads. The deal framework. Every strong deal follows the same path. I call it the 4-step framework. The first step is to research. Research turns strangers into plans. You research lanes and learn the dock rhythm. The second step is to design value. Value is the gap you close. You offer value that removes a headache. The third step is to provide proof. Proof wins bigger than promises. You offer a 5-day pilot. The final step is to multiply. Multiply is where you become a business. You take what worked and apply it to a second lane in the same vertical. You move from vendor to partner. Research. Start with a vertical you can touch. Learn the calendar. Retail pushes in the fall. Beverages spike before holidays. Steel moves with construction schedules. Map 2 city pairs that make sense for your drivers. Walk or call the docks. Note gate rules, appointment styles, and dock speeds. Ask simple questions like, what slows you down most? And when is it easiest to load? Those 2 answers can design your day. This is the crucial first step to turning a one-off conversation into a long-term partnership. Value. Value is the gap you close. If a dock waits on live loads, your value is drop and hook. If a receiver loses proofs of delivery, your value is same-day documents in a clean folder every time. If a plant manager hates surprises, your value is a morning plan and a midday update. Value must be visible and repeatable. Do not sell a rate, sell the removal of a headache. The best deals are built on solving real problems. Proof. Proof wins bigger than promises. Offer a 5-day pilot with exact hooks, named drivers, and same-day paperwork. Price it fair, not flashy. During the pilot, measure what matters and fix what fails within 24 hours. On Friday, send a 1-page score with on-time pickups, on-time deliveries, dwell, exceptions, and your fixes. Ask for the next 30 days with more volume. Proof makes the ask easy. Multiply. Multiply is where you become a business. Take what worked and apply it to a second lane in the same family. Keep your drivers close and your docks familiar. Add a second trailer where dwell is high. Share data every Friday until the shipper starts quoting your numbers in their meetings. When your name is how they describe calm, the doors open. You move from vendor to partner. This is how you convert pilots to weekly schedules and standardize pricing for predictable margins. The conversation that closes. Speak like a builder. We studied your City A to City B lane. We can stage a trailer by 7 a.m., pull by 2 p.m., and return the empty by 3 p.m. You will have same-day pods and a Friday scorecard. We would like to run a 5-day pilot next week. If we hit the mark, give us 30 days of volume, and we will place a second trailer. That is clear, respectful, and easy to say yes to. This is how you draft your 7-minute shipper pitch and a 2-week pilot plan that proves your model. The carrier side of the deal. Deals die when carriers feel used. Bring them into the plan. Tell them why the lane fits their life. Protect their time with real appointments and drop programs. Pay on the day you promised. Fight for detention when it is owed. Share the Friday score so they see you fight for detention. Make it obvious that your success and their success are the same road. When carriers trust you, your deals scale clean. A real example you can picture. You target building materials in Dallas. You research warehouse rhythms and learn that mornings are slow and afternoons surge. You propose a 7 a.m. drop with a 1 p.m. hook. You run a 5-day pilot with 2 drivers who live within 20 miles. Friday, you show a 30% dwell reduction. The shipper gives you a second lane to Fort Worth. You add a third trailer and repeat. In 6 weeks, you move from unknown to essential. What to do next? Draft your 7-minute shipper pitch and a 2-week pilot plan that proves your model. The more specific you are, the more likely you are to succeed. Chapter 7. 1 trailer, 1 contract, daily cash flow. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter shows you how to turn a single contract and a single trailer into daily 4-figure cash flow. You will learn the mechanics of a drop program, how to structure your invoice cycle, how to use factoring without losing your margin, and how to run a daybook that keeps money moving in a straight line. This matters because daily cash flow comes from repeatable cycles, not heroic single hauls. The math of rhythm. Cash flow comes from rhythm, not miracles. A trailer staged at 7 a.m., hooked at 8 a.m., delivered by 11 a.m., and swapped by 1 p.m. can produce 2 clean turns before 4 p.m. When that rhythm repeats 5 days a week, your invoices stack like bricks. A surprise-free day funds a surprise-proof week. Your daybook. Keep a daybook that reflects your cash flow. Each page is a business day. You list the loads delivered, the invoices issued, the carriers paid, and the exceptions. At the bottom, you note cash in, cash out, and the reserve movement. When you flip through the week, you should see proof that your plan is working. The daybook is not decoration. It is the steering wheel, invoice discipline. Invoice the same day you get the proof of delivery. Send complete packets with the rate confirmation and any accessorial approvals attached. Label your subject lines with date, lane, and PO so your shipper can search and find what they need. If you use a factor, batch your submissions so money arrives on a predictable schedule. Predictable beats big. Predictable funds growth. Using factoring the smart way. Factoring is a bridge, not a crutch. Choose a partner who respects your carriers and pays on time. Negotiate a program that rewards clean, complete packets and low dispute rates. Keep your reserve healthy so small claims do not become big phone calls. Exit the factor when your cash cycle and reserves can carry 60 days without stress. Freedom is a balance sheet, not a feeling. The Friday scorecard as a cash engine. Your Friday scorecard does more than win volume. It gets you paid faster. When a shipper sees your on-time data, your dwell reduction, and your clean paperwork rate, they push your invoices up the stack. People pay partners before they pay strangers. Your numbers turn you into a partner. A real example you can picture. A beverage distributor in Austin gives you 2 daily turns to San Antonio with a third available on busy days. You place 1 trailer and align 2 local drivers who prefer early starts. You invoice same day and batch to your factor on Tuesday and Thursday. Carriers get paid Friday. After 4 weeks of clean rhythm, the shipper asks if you can cover Saturdays. You can because your bench is ready. Your cash book shows steady in, steady out, and a growing reserve. That is what daily cash flow feels like. It is also the result of repeatable cycles, not heroic single hauls. What to do next? Engineer a 5-day cycle map with pickup windows, load and unload times, and reliable backup carriers. This map will be the secret to your success, giving you control over your cash flow. Chapter 8. Freight research is the foundation of fortune. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter teaches you to research like an analyst, so you sell like a partner. You will learn how to profile a lane, how to read a bill of lading for clues, how to map seasonality, how to use public data and community knowledge, and how to turn your findings into a short plan a shipper wants to hear. This matters because data beats guessing, and facts win meetings. Start with the product, not the truck. Freight is about what is inside the trailer. Learn the product's life. Paper moves fast and hates moisture. Beverages are heavy and like early docks. Produce breathes and punishes late arrivals. Steel wants securement and hates rain. When you know the product, you know the pain. When you know the pain, you can design the plan. This is the first step to knowing that data beats guessing. Profile the lane. A lane profile is 4 lines on 1 page. First is geography, origin, destination, miles, terrain, and weather patterns. Second is time. Pickup and delivery windows, yard hours, and traffic choke points by hour. Third is equipment, trailer type, weight, and any special rules. Fourth is people. Names at the dock, gate guard behavior, and appointment styles. With those 4 lines, you can speak like you belong. This is how you create a professional lane dossier. Read the bill of lading. Bills of lading are teaching tools. They show product names, case counts, weights, and seal rules. Collect them. Build a small library. Read the notes from receivers about damages or shortages. Learn what went wrong and what went right. The next time you call a shipper in that niche, you will sound like you have been there. Map seasonality. Every vertical has a calendar. Retail peaks before holidays. Soft drinks spike in summer. Steel follows building permits. Agriculture follows harvest. Map the calendar in your city and the 2 cities you target. Plan your bench and your trailer placements to ride the wave, not get crushed by it. Seasonality is not a surprise. It is a schedule you can learn. Use public data and community knowledge. Government and industry reports can show volumes, permits, and trends. Local chambers of commerce and industrial parks can tip you to expansions and new warehouses. Drivers at fuel stops will tell you which docks run smooth and which docks burn days. Treat everyone like a teacher. Write everything down. Patterns appear when you respect small facts. Turn research into a pitch. A good pitch is 3 sentences. Sentence 1 says you understand their world. Sentence 2 says how you will remove a headache. Sentence 3 offers a pilot. Do not drown a plant manager in numbers. Give them a small step that lowers their risk and raises their calm. A real example you can picture. You study end dump work around Dallas for aggregates and grain. You learn which pits are fast, which mills close for lunch, and which receivers require hard hats. You note how rain shuts a pit and how wind delays a mill. You pitch a 5-day test moving from pit A to mill B with drivers who already own personal protective equipment and know the scale routine. On Friday, you show turn times and a plan for wet days. You win 30 days and then add a second pit. Research made you sound like a local even before the first run. What to do next? Produce 3 lane dossiers this week and schedule 3 discovery calls to discuss them with shippers. This will give you the facts you need to justify trailer pools and weekly awards. Chapter 9. Education is the engine of wealth. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter explains why learning first saves you years and dollars. You will learn how to build a daily learning habit, how to move from dispatch to brokerage to deal structure, and how to use training from Freight University to accelerate your climb. This matters because skill compounds. You will learn that knowledge is not an expense. It is the engine that pulls you uphill. The path of skill. Start with dispatch so you learn time. Dispatch is the science of time. You learn how docks breathe, how drivers think, how weather lies, and how to move a load from paper to proof. Then, move to brokerage so you learn clean files and clear words. Brokerage is the discipline of clean files and clear words. You learn how to vet carriers, draft agreements, set accessorial rules, and speak to plant managers and chief financial officers. Finally, learn deal structure to learn scale. Deal structure is how you multiply. You learn how to price a loop for a month, not a day. You learn how to place trailers, stage hooks, and ask for awards. You learn how to invite investors without losing control. You learn how to present numbers that non-truck people understand. That is how you move from operator to owner. The learning hour. Protect 1 hour every morning for learning. No phone, no email. 1 module, 1 topic, 1 practice. If you miss a day, do not miss 2. The brain grows like muscle. Consistency beats bursts. People who learn before they buy avoid the most expensive lessons. This is how you make continuous learning part of your identity. Using training the smart way. Work through compliance basics and carrier vetting. Practice lane research. Practice shipper calls. Learn claims recovery before you need it. Practice your Friday scorecard with a fake account so it is easy when a real one arrives. Learning pays when you use it the same day. As part of your training, study FMCSA basics, maintain clean documents, understand CSA scores, and build carrier qualification processes. This will protect you from making mistakes. A real example you can picture. A student in Phoenix spent 30 days learning dispatch while prospecting. He practiced lane profiles and writing shipper scripts. In month 2, he partnered with a licensed broker, ran a 5-day pilot, and won 30 days. In month 3, he placed his first trailer. The difference was not luck. It was an hour a day for 60 days before asking the market for money. The continuous learning made him confident and effective. What to do next? Build a 30-day curriculum that covers compliance on Mondays, research on Tuesdays, operations on Wednesdays, finance on Thursdays, and strategy on Fridays. This will provide a clear structure for your learning and help you master every aspect of your business. Chapter 10. Scaling to $10 million without owning trucks. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter gives you the blueprint to scale on deals, not debt. You will learn how to multiply lanes inside one vertical, how to duplicate success across cities, how to build a team without bloat, and how to keep compliance, safety, and cash ahead of growth. This matters because debt is heavy, but deals are light. You will learn to multiply deals, lanes, and trailers, not debt. Multiply what works. You earned 1 loop, now earn 5 more in the same family. If you run vans into retail distribution centers, add distribution centers within 90 miles. If you run reefers into groceries, add nearby stores with the same receiving rules. If you run flatbeds with steel, add mills and fabricators on the same corridor. Depth beats variety. The deeper you go, the easier the day becomes. Duplicate across cities with care. When a pattern is boringly reliable at home, copy it to a second city with the same ingredients. Choose a city pair with similar docks, similar labor habits, and similar traffic. Bring your playbook and your Friday scorecard. Recruit carriers who live local. Place trailers only after the first month runs clean. Expansion without a playbook is gambling. Expansion with a playbook is printing. Team built for rhythm. Hire for rhythm, not resumes. Your first hire is a dispatcher who knows time and talks to people like a neighbor. Your second is a documents lead who treats paperwork like velocity. Your third is a coverage lead who answers in minutes, not hours. Keep titles light and expectations heavy. Teach the morning beat, the midday beat, and the evening beat. Pay for results and kindness. Unkind people slow freight. Safety and compliance that scale. As your volume grows, your risk grows. Keep a clean carrier vetting routine. Watch safety scores and insurance expirations. Keep lane rules in plain language and update them when facts change. Train your team to follow the claims playbook and to call early when trouble appears. When you place investor equipment under your umbrella, treat compliance like a bank treats credit. Good scores lower your cost of capital and raise your freedom. Cash discipline in expansion. Growth consumes cash. Keep a steady reserve rule. Add a % to your reserve every week you add loads. Do not spend tomorrow's money on today's applause. Stretch terms with kindness, not pressure. Show shippers your data and ask for faster pays when deserved. Scale happens when money moves as clean as your trucks. A Texas picture you can feel. Teams runs in Texas move the needle when the lanes fit. Dallas to Laredo to San Antonio to Dallas can produce fast miles when you stage trailers and schedule swaps. The secret is not speed alone. It is precision. Hooks must be on time. Yard times must be posted. Drivers must know exactly where to park and how to hand off. Scale looks like a dance when the choreography is tight. What to do next? Write your 9x3x3 capacity plan and prepare a hiring script for a junior operations coordinator to support your growth. The plan is a matrix of 3 anchor shippers on 3 lanes each, with 3 trailers per lane. This is how you create a 7-figure revenue stream without owning a single truck. Chapter 11. Passive Income and Investor Partnerships. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter shows you how to invite capital without losing control. You will learn the LFS passive income trucking model, how to structure clean trailer or tractor placements, how to protect investors with maintenance and reporting, and how to pay steady distributions from lanes you already own. This matters because good money follows clear rules. You will learn to let investors bring assets while you bring freight and management expertise. Place capital inside proven loops. Investors do not want to fund experiments. They want proven loops. Your job is to control a lane, prove the rhythm, and then place capital into that rhythm. The asset can be a trailer pool first and later selective tractors. The contract and the process stay in your hands. Capital sits inside your rules. Simple structure that scales. You can set a simple equipment company that owns trailers. Your operating company controls the freight and pays a fixed daily or weekly rate to the equipment company for any trailer in service. Investors own a share of the equipment company. They receive distributions from trailer revenue after reserves and maintenance. Everyone sees the same weekly report. Trailers deployed, turns per trailer, dwell, revenue, maintenance actions, and cash on hand. Maintenance and protection. Protect investor assets like your own. Keep schedules and logs. Use a comprehensive LFS Nano Engine Systems Kit when tractors are part of the plan to extend life and reduce downtime. For trailers, fix lights, brakes, doors, and floors before they become claims. Hold a maintenance reserve and do not rate it. Equipment that stays healthy keeps investors calm and your lanes alive. Transparency and rhythm. Send a weekly one-page report. List lanes active, trailers placed, turns per trailer, invoices sent, cash collected, distributions scheduled, and any exceptions with fixes. Hold a monthly call of 15 minutes to answer questions. When people can see, they can sit still. Still investors are happy investors. How distributions actually work. Distributions happen when rhythm produces cash beyond reserves and obligations. Pay on a posted schedule and never early. If a loop slows, cut distributions before you cut maintenance. If a dock changes the rules, redeploy trailers to other proven lanes. The promise is not that every week is perfect. The promise is that the system protects capital and recovers fast. A real example you can picture. You control 2 van loops in Phoenix with 6 drop trailers turning daily. You invite 2 investors to fund 4 more trailers. The equipment company purchases 4 late-model dry vans. Your operating company pays a daily rate per trailer in service. Weekly reports show average of 9 hooks per trailer. Dwell under 1 hour at both ends, and same-day paperwork at 98%. After reserves and maintenance, you schedule monthly distributions. Investors see the math, touch the assets, and tell friends. You scale without a single tractor note. What to do next? Draft an investor one-pager that outlines return range, risk controls, and the operational plan. This document will be your main tool for attracting and managing investor partnerships, ensuring everyone is on the same page. Chapter 12. The Viral Blueprint. From 10 cents to 10 million. What you will learn and why it matters. This chapter hands you the complete path so you can move now. You will learn the sequence from first call to first pool of trailers, from first loop to first investor, and from a small back office to a scalable company that lives on deals, not debt. The blueprint is simple. The work is steady. The future is yours if you choose it. This is how a simple system beats a loud dream. The operating system. This is a simple, repeatable operating system with 5 steps. Learn, research, pilot, standardize, and scale. You learn an hour a day. You research 3 lanes and build dossiers. You run a 5-day pilot with a Friday score. You standardize your hooks, your documents, and your scorecards. You scale by adding trailers and lanes that match the same pattern. You publish your wins so people trust you with more. The 90-day runway. Your first 12 weeks will look like this. Weeks 1 and 2 are learning and building your lane dossiers. Weeks 3 and 4 are building a carrier bench and booking pilots. Weeks 5 through 8 are trailer placement, weekend coverage, and perfecting your paperwork. Weeks 9 through 12 are winning volume awards, duplicating your model in a second city, and hiring your first team member. Keep the cadence every day. 10 shipper touches. 3 carrier ads. Same-day coverage on every viable tender. The promise we keep. We build on deals, not debt. We respect time, people, and machines. We protect assets with preventive care. We use other people's equipment while we control the plan. We keep our word when it is hard. That is how a person with pennies and courage builds a company measured in millions. What to do next? Lock your 12-week execution calendar. Share it with your team, your carriers, and your early investors. Make the first 5 calls today. Place the first trailer. Run the first week. Send the first score. Then do it again tomorrow. Conclusion. I hope this book has challenged your thinking. You do not need a truck to build an empire. You need a deal. You need a simple system that brings order to chaos. You need to control the freight, not the iron. The principles you have read here, from the power of other people's machines to the trailer as king, are not just ideas. They are a viral blueprint for success. They worked for me, and they can work for you. You now know the steps. You have a roadmap. Your journey starts with a simple choice: empire or employment. Choose wisely. The road is waiting.